Hi Gemini, welcome to Esoteric Tales and Tarot. This is your October monthly psychic and tarot reading. I'm using the Deborah Blake Everyday Witch Tarot this month with art by Elisabeth, Alba. Pretty cool and exciting, kind of Halloween themed deck, which I've done an unboxing of where you can see every single card from the deck on my YouTube channel. And you can see the whole back of the cards and everything's very Halloween themed with broomsticks and cats and witches hats. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to use the Barbara Walker Tarot deck to clarify. I've also done an unboxing of this deck on my YouTube channel. Very cool back of the deck with this 80s look. And I love to do that clarifying with this deck. It's a really cool one. Then I'm going to get a special message from the Illuminé deck, which is by Janice, who's down in the southern island of New Zealand in South Otago. She did a wonderful psychic reading for me many years ago, and I never bought this deck at the time, and this deck came to me later on. There's a pretty cool story behind it, which I'll share on my channel. I'm going to do a little story about it. And of course, I've done a bit of time outside underneath the full moon with the crystal ball this month. It was out there charging up. It's pretty cool energy for October. And I've done some scrying while I was out in nature, and I've got a few messages for you, and I've taken some notes on them. Just remind me of what they were, Gemini. So in the crystal ball, I saw a wattle bird and a magpie. They were bickering, and then I felt this swooping feeling coming through. So maybe swooping of birds is part of the message for this month. So perhaps wear a hat or a bike helmet if you're going around underneath trees. Maybe it's this time of year. Certainly in the southern hemisphere, it's that time of year. And I just felt like they were marking their territory or their nest. So I was thinking sort of what was coming up, and then it changed in my crystal ball as sort of security, and I felt as though you might have been researching. I saw a doorbell and a camera, and I thought maybe that's what you've been doing, is looking up different types of ways of securing your home. So maybe you've been feeling as though things are just needed a bit extra security, or you perhaps just need to double check your locks and everything. Just make sure everything's sort of tight and secure around the home, because I feel as though it's like if you've done a little bit of checking, then there's nothing's sort of going to go astray. So perhaps if you've been leaving, I don't know, the garage door of the carport up, and there's bikes or something in there, pull it down. Like, don't sort of be tardy with your security. It's just coming up for this month. I was just sort of feeling as though that would be helpful for you. So yeah, check the locks and just sort of do that. But the bickering that I got from that turned into sort of bickering in the home. I could see people kind of having petty arguments. So what then it changed into was an artist and artwork and crafts. And I thought, oh, that's the message then. I think you're feeling quite stressed out. And I was getting that if you got into your artwork and hobbies, I was seeing all these different amazing hobbies. Like there was woodwork and crafts and mechanical things and all sorts of stuff. I was getting a whole flash of them coming through my mind. And I felt as though if you got into these hobbies, it's really going to help with how you're feeling around the home and how you're speaking to others around the home. It's going to be sort of something that occupies your mind in a really positive way. And I think if you hone your skills a bit, I felt as though it was going to make you money as well. I saw dollar signs coming, and I thought, oh, perhaps you're going to put it on Marketplace, or in Australia there's Etsy, one of those platforms where you can sort of advertise something that you're selling, your crafts or your hobbies, and you could make some money out of it. I also saw the garden coming up and a really beautiful lawn. Perhaps you're very, lawn proud, front lawn or backyard, or perhaps it needs attention. But I felt as though the garden was going to be important to you, and being out in nature and getting your hands in the dirt. So perhaps repotting or growing things are going to be, planting your seeds or digging things up and getting ready for the next season, repotting, trimming things back. That was all things that I got for you, Gemini. So quite a mixed bag of energy. Let's see what comes up in the tarot. Okay, Gemini. So the overall energy is lovely for the month of October. 10, a major arcana, and being the 10th month. So the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful because it's like she's going to spin this wheel in this card, and she's got all the good things here. She's got plenty of lovely things on the board here. I can see an engagement ring, money, love, all these cool things here. And it seems like underneath that, it was after walking away from something, so changing it up. So you've got this walking away from the Eight of Cups energy with her little bag and heading off. So, maybe after some time, some reflection in that hermit kind of energy, maybe all the way back from the season of Taurus was when you've decided to walk away from something. And now you're at this Wheel of Fortune energy, and a time of, when the luck's changing. And it's clarified by Dagon, the Prince of Wands, who was the god of, is it Syria, in Syria, and he's a god of, abundance, plenty, like also fertility, and I was thinking he was the god for the farmers and the agriculture and everything, and has a protection. But also I thought that was interesting when I thought about you in the garden and your grass and all of that kind of thing, because I thought, yeah, it's very much that kind of energy under this Wheel of Fortune. And underneath it is the Princess of Cups, Elaine, the god of the goddess of beauty and the moon. So this wonderful beauty moon kind of energy, a prince and princess together, and the World card underneath that. And it's interesting because a few of these cards have popped up. The World card just in, the other readings as well. So it's interesting that the energies are, around this time. Hermit has come up a lot, not that it's been your major one that's come out in the deck, but these energies are kind of overlapping with the other sign. So you might want to have a look at even just the Taurus sign before you. They had the Three of Cups in the same placement, but they were clarified by another Three of Cups. So the start of the month, which is now, the energy that we're in now, you had two cards jump out. You had the Three of Cups and the Hanged Man. So again, I felt as though after walking away, you're now in that energy where, you felt like you're in suspended animation, like you have had to wait and wait until you could sort of put on the party clothes and really celebrate this whole new Wheel of Fortune energy here. So perhaps there has been a breakup, perhaps there's been a change in some sort of relationship or dynamic, and now that time of waiting for the energy to shift, maybe it was just that, changes had to be made, and now it's starting to move into that, okay, I can relax, I can start to celebrate now. I feel as though that energy, and perhaps, in the Southern Hemisphere, we're coming into those warmer months and feeling like you want to go out and put on your best outfits, and we know Geminis love to look good and to socialize, and bit of the life of the party when they get dressed up and they're looking good. So it might be that kind of feeling. I felt as though that was an energy that's going to last from the start of the month to the end, with both the coming out of this full moons now and going into the full moon at the end with Halloween. So it felt like there could be some parties and things to celebrate. Again, we've got this Wheel of Fortune with an engagement ring here, so it could be weddings and parties and things that you're being invited to. And you're coming out of this Hanged Man energy, and you're heading into a 10 of Pentacles. Wait, first, the 8 of Cups was the clarifier for these two, and that is the one under here of walking away. So it just clarified to me, that you have experienced a loss here, and so you've still got a little bit of that overhanging energy, of course, but the idea is to celebrate what's around you, get into that, like put on the nice clothes, make yourself feel good, and it's not a lasting energy here. It is a feeling of loss, but things are going to change, and that's coming because you've got the 10 of Pentacles. We're in the 10th month. And this is the happy home life, happy family. Maybe something had to change, maybe something did get lost, perhaps it was a loss. It could have been a death in the family. There is the death card here, but I'm sensing it more in terms of change. I don't think that it's something that's happened. I think it was from before. If it was somebody who was passing, you knew about it. Somebody who was unwell and there was a change in the dynamic, in the matriarch, patriarch of the family, perhaps, grandparent sort of level might have crossed over, but we're coming out of that now. Death and rebirth. This is a nice energy actually, because of course the end of the month is Scorpio season, and this death card represents a Scorpio energy, and they're all about rebirth and regenerating, the phoenix rising from the ashes, changing things up. So I really feel as though 10th month, 10 of Pentacles, this is lovely energy to come in after you've had that sort of feeling as though you've been in the Hanged Man. This is like, okay, the energies, the opportunities here to cut away anything that wasn't sort of serving me, and now I'm going to get into this energy that you really love here, Gemini. And this is you in your fruitful garden. You've got all the beautiful family here. You've got the dogs, the cats, you've got your garden that's looking impeccable here. And this is your your real photo kind of gorgeous looking family snap here. So that's all here for you in October, is feeling like you've got everything coming your way. That is also echoed down here with the star card. So this is the Aquarius kind of energy, and she's weaving her magic here. She's got her feet balanced in, she's the water bearer, and perhaps that these are to do with these star signs as well. Maybe an Aquarius is important in the month, perhaps a Scorpio is too. You've got that kind of energy going around. We've got the Two of Cups, which kind of flung out in I got it really in reverse, but I felt as though it could be tipped up pretty simply. So this is the Two of Cups, which is the soulmate card. Even when it's in reverse, it just means that perhaps things haven't quite come together yet with your soulmate, but the energy's there, it's on its way. I feel as though, considering that it's with the star card here, that you're just looking for that balance. Perhaps don't rush into anything too quickly, Gemini. If you've come out of something, I'm just giving you a little caution here, because the Three of Cups can sometimes indicate too many, like a third party scenario. So don't create something, don't create a nightmare for yourself down the track. Take your time, enjoy yourself, enjoy the energy, and enjoy looking good and being in that beautiful energy, yourself, because you can be independent and fabulous, and you don't need to rush into anything. And that means you can take your time and actually know who's going to be in the relationship, set up things properly so that people don't end up hurt by any extra energies coming in. It just means that you're completing relationships properly and doing the right things with them. And towards the end of the month, in the energy of the Halloween, you have the High Priestess, which is amazing because you're using your intuition to bring in this Wheel of Fortune, which you've had a double up. So 2 Wheel of Fortunes means that this is very important 10th month energy, where you're changing. It's a change in your circumstances. There's big energy coming in, something shifting for the positive. You've been waiting for this for some time. Maybe it's a new opportunity. It could be a work opportunity as well. Could be something that you've been waiting for, a pay rise, a new position, something that you've manifested, put the work in, you've used all your intuition to guide you. It could be a Wheel of Fortune bringing the person, this soulmate, to you that you've been waiting for, to turn that around. The Wheel of Fortune will turn that up the right way. Like I said, if you give it the time and the space that's required, it could be just absolutely lovely energy. Here, I love this deck because it's got a tarot reader with her crystal ball, and her rune stones here with the cat playing. So it could be, you know, an interesting time to get a reading as well. That might be nice for you too, Gemini. And we have the final message is the Keeper of Light, and I just thought this is just magic and perfect for you because, surprise, surprise, it's number 10 in the deck. Just again clarifying how important the 10s are. 10, 10, 10. You know, you really are about this month. It's going to be a big change. The Keeper of the Light here has this sort of hermit kind of feeling to me, with a grounded tree and a beautiful like lamp light over this, and you know, you're feeling like there's really otherworldly moons and stars, and I just felt like this was really something special for you, something overlooking over family and friends. So stick with that energy, the Keeper of the Light. Take a snapshot of this. It's a beautiful image for you to meditate to, and I think you're going to have a beautiful month. Happy Halloween. Please like, share and subscribe because I'd love that to grow my channel, Gemini, and have a wonderful October.